Hey, good evening, y'all. It's your girl, Misbehaving, and the name of the channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. How are y'all doing tonight? How are you doing tonight? Hey, Blueberry Boots, thank you for dropping down in the chat, and thank you for the Cloud Watchers. But, baby, is Carlos King under attack? Or does the Love and Marriage Huntsville show got y'all in a chokehold? That's what I want to know. Is Carlos King under attack? Or does Love and Marriage Huntsville have you in a chokehold? Baby, baby, baby. Copyright disclaimer. In good faith, this work contains fair use of copyrighted and non copyrighted images from the public domain and web for non commercial and non profit educational purposes. This work is distributed free of charge. The author has neither monetized, excuse me, this work nor sought any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance of fair in favor of fair use. This work contains original work of commentary and critical analysis. I do not own the rights to any of the images. And if I've gotten some information from another content creator, I will definitely make sure to say their name. Because, baby, I don't want to send y'all on a scavenger hunt and have y'all out here trying to figure out where did Misbehaving get that information from? Where did Misbehaving get that information from? Hey, Clyde Jones. Clyde Jones said, hello, Misbehaving in chat. And Blueberry Boots, too. My South Carolina sister said, hey, girl. All right, Blueberry. Your last name seems quite familiar. Oh, wow. But anyway, you guys, how y'all doing out here in these Huntsville streets up here in YouTube? YouTube land, baby. I'm telling you, baby. These women didn't forget about all about women empowerment, have they not? They have forgotten about women empowerment. Baby, I know some of us are quick witted, meant for entertainment. However, there are a lot of people, some back here making noise. Oh, I guess it's too hot for them. We're fortunate not to be stuck in the South. It's been brought to my attention that the weather is mighty, mighty cold. They even got a little bit of snow. But you know, snow in South Carolina isn't comparable to the snow that's up in Chicago. Okay. Okay. But yeah, y'all, you know, there are some people that have not realized that Love and Marriage Huntsville is just a show, a reality show meant for entertainment. And there are a lot of people that think it's real life. And as such, honey, they are willing to go to blows. Honey, they out here banging and swinging up here in these YouTube streets. And it's funny how folks can twist and bend their bodies into a pretzel when they're willing to defend or tear down the other person. I bet you guys probably, it might shock some of you. I wouldn't be surprised if all these folks got along. Honey, everybody is up on this show creating entertainment so they can get a check. And it doesn't matter if it's good news or bad news, honey, just as long as the fans and the critics, because bump what you heard. Don't nobody hate Love and Marriage Huntsville. Nobody hates that show. Everybody likes that show, or you're curious about that show. You just can't take your eyes off the cast members. Because, honey, every cast member has their turn at being at the center of some sort of scandal. Actually, it's quite entertaining if you sit back and just watch. Honey, it might be on the OWN network, the Oprah Winfrey Network. And I know a lot of y'all like to say they not making no money, and OWN network is not compared. But honey, let me tell you, don't none of those shows over on Bravo get the clicks, views, and public engagement like Love and Marriage Huntsville does. Think about it. Some folks like to say, they don't hear any stories or interviews about any of the cast members on any of the well known social media sites like Shade Room, Its Own Site, Jasmine Brand, yada, yada, yada. Like the other shows, these so called quote unquote giant networks with these huge budgets. But can you imagine that? This little bitty show based out of Huntsville, Alabama, with limited uh, promotion, limited uh, advertisement on various big social media platforms, it has the engagement that it has with its viewing audience. Honey, first we had Tisha had her little bout with the scandal by saying Martell was rumored to sleep with men in college. Martell then said Tisha had some unsavory sexual dalliances with men in the back of a Buick while she was in college. Baby, it had everybody in an uproar. Then you fast forward, you come through, you got Martell and Ariane Curry doing an interview with an alleged mistress of Marcel's, and that mistress, baby, she looked like she didn't seen better days. She looked like she seen better days. Honey, that stomach was sitting on bloated. Honey, somebody, baby, folks had went out to find old photos of this alleged mistress to show what she looked like in her better years when she was younger. Hell, she's still young now. And honey, she looked a hot mess. So the Huntsville sector streets was running rampant with that. Then you had Marcel and Tisha come on out and do an Instagram live. You had women saying they were offended because Martell called them stupid, cussed them out. And honey, they complained about it, but they stayed over there watching the live. And then you had content creators doing videos for several days, breaking down the video, what Marcel and Tisha were wearing or were not wearing, what they were saying, were not saying, and yada, yada, yada. Now, y'all know it's messy over here in the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector. And honey, your girl misbehaving love the mess. But honey, sometimes these streets can get a little too messy, if you know what I'm saying. Because honey, sometimes, baby, some of these topics that are usually taboo topics, honey, it is fair game over here in the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector. So now the most recent drama that we got going on up over here. Oh, honey, y'all gonna hear me giggling, and it's not that I take the subject matter lightly, but I'm just amazed at these women that are bending themselves into pretzels about this Destiny Payton situation with her ex-husband, LeBerick Williams. Baby, these are the same women that claimed to be for what is that saying? women empowerment. Baby, ain't nobody empowering destiny. Ain't nobody empowering destiny. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Baby, I've tried to warn you subscribers that these content creators are in cahoots with producers and cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville. The latest scandal involves a former cast member named LeBarick Williams and current cast member Destiny Payton. Whether you're Team LeBarick or Team Destiny, honey, these women are out here either donning their Save a Lane Negro cape or dropping breadcrumbs in hopes you'll follow the blues clues that Destiny Payton is either a victim or survivor of domestic violence. In any case, women that purport to be for women empowerment slash sisterhood are out here swinging and banging in these YouTube streets. And love or hate Carlos King, baby, this is great traffic advertisement for Love and Marriage Huntsville that airs on the Oprah Winfrey Network every Saturday at 8 p.m. Or check your local listings. Honey, they even had Sonny Mink's big forehead tell, come on out here. I thought the chick said she quit the show. Now she back out here up in these streets getting herself entangled in this brouhaha that's going on with Destiny Payton. Y'all keep saying Destiny mad because Sonny married to Moses. She need to move on. Honey, this is not the topic I would want to step my feet into. Some of you women kill me because I definitely recall and I definitely remember that when I made videos back when Melody Cherie Rogers was selling her I Stand Against Abuse sweatshirts. And I think on the sweatshirts it had on there mental, emotional, and physical. Y'all remember the purple sweatshirts? And back then I had made videos that I said I don't like that people are playing around with the topic of domestic violence because to me as a survivor, seeing the way that Melanie would verbally engage with Martell back and forth, had she been a victim of violence, she would not be doing that. That's what I said. And then you add with the fact that there is video of her admitting to assaulting Martell, physically assaulting him, and with a smile on her face. And I said again, that's not the actions of someone that has survived domestic violence. That's what I said. Now, no matter who team you're on, you're about to be mad with your girl misbehaving tonight. But baby, as a head regulator, I gotta always keep it real. Hey Tanya, hey Logical Speaks, hey Davita James, welcome, welcome. Please hit like, subscribe if you have not, and share the video if you're unafraid. But you know what, Tanya? You are entitled to your feelings. You know, I'm going to have people mad on both sides, whether you are supporting LeBerry, as most of those women are doing, or if you support Destiny, you will get mad at me. But one thing is for certain, I will believe anyone, especially women, that are reporting that they are the victim of domestic violence until it is proven otherwise. And when I say proven, it's not whether or not someone goes down and are able to purchase copies of court records and want to go back to when Destiny was married to LeBarick and paperwork that she has filed. I could care less as a survivor of domestic violence and someone that was formerly in a relationship with someone that had ties to people in City Hall, in law enforcement, with judges. Honey, I know very well how court records can be manipulated. I know how the judicial system can be circumvented for another person's favor. So, unfortunately, I know a lot of people are saying, well, this is just a storyline. Destiny wants to be on the show. Whether she wants to be on the show or not, This is reality television. It's part of her real life. So Destiny's not the first woman that's going to experience something like this, and she's not going to be the last woman that experienced this. But you need more people, men and women, if they are going through this, to speak out and say something. Because as the longer you remain quiet, the perpetrator is allowed to roam the streets freely and confidently to victimize someone else. I heard a content creator. You're right, Tanya. It is hard to get justice. Yes, it is. Hey, checking you, boo. You are right, Tanya. Um, Sometimes it is hard to uh, get justice. Sometimes people can just look at your facial expression and determine that they don't like you, they hate you. But again, let me go back to when Melody was selling those purple I Stand Against Abuse sweatshirts. When I was making my videos and provided commentary that to me, as a survivor of someone that has experienced physical violence, you're not going to willingly approach a man or engage someone or antagonize them or strike them if you're the victim. Now, you will strike back if you're defending yourself, but to just go up to someone and want to be in an altercation, whether it's verbal or physical, with them, you would not do that. So when I made that comment, there were so many women that would drop down in my comment section and leave comments and tell me there's other types of abuse, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I get that and I understand that very well. But to me, if you guys could take the same passion that you did back then when you were critiquing me and telling me about how I was wrong by saying Melody was monetizing off of domestic violence while at the same time being an aggressor. You guys had empathy and sympathy for Melody and could understand what she was going through, yet none of you women are willing to put yourself to try to understand what Destiny is going through. And just as I've said the other day, a lot of people, when they go through domestic violence, some people don't tell anyone. Some people don't leave the house. They will stay in the house if they have nowhere else to go. So, for you, many women that continue to say, I don't believe her. If it was that bad, why did she stay up in the house? She just wanted to freeload for a year to have somewhere to stay. I'm reading the court papers. She didn't put nothing in there, but only one time an incident happened. Get up out of here. Now, if we switched women, if it was Melody, on the other hand, and I really hate bringing Melody's name up in here, but it seems that's the only way I can impress upon you women that if the roles were reversed and it was Melody, you all would have some sympathy and you would wait for justice to take its course. Because how many times was had Melody gone back in court regarding Martell? Hell, some of you women wanted to even go down there to Huntsville, Alabama, to Madison County Courthouse. Y'all had put docs the judge, put the judge information out there because y'all felt that Melody was not being treated fairly and that Martell had been given too many chances. So if the courts could do that on Martell's behalf, why do you think it would not happen on LeBarrick's behalf? So many of you are saying he has this big time government job. He's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a years. And you guys really think he doesn't have friends in high places, whether it's childhood friends, family members, fraternity brothers, his mother's sorority sister. She was an educator. I don't know if she still is at the university. There are a lot of relationships, and especially in a small town like Huntsville, Alabama. So you don't think that curries him any favors? And yes, I know a lot of people that are supporting Destiny and believe that just wait till the outcome, you know, I'm going to believe her. It doesn't matter. I'm one of those people feel like she should say something. There are others that say she shouldn't. Why should she have to say anything? There's a reason why she hasn't said anything. My thing is this: being quiet, it protects your abuser. It does not protect you nor your child or children. It protects the abuser. The longer you stay quiet, the more that can be done. And you're always going to have a segment of women out here that love putting on a Captain Save a Lane Negro cape to protect a man, especially if it's against a woman that they don't even like. A lot of times, these women don't even have to know a woman. They could be friends with a sister or a cousin or an auntie of that man. A lot of times, family members don't even know what's going on in a relationship. They're just taking their loved one's word for it. But deep down, they know that man a low down dirty dog. A low down dirty dog. Destiny couldn't have been too bad of a mother because her son was in her care majority of the time. Why is it that all of a sudden that uh, LeBaric may want full custody of his son? I have no idea, but I know sometimes people do evil things out of spite just to hurt the mother, especially if they know that the mother loves their child. They'll do that out of spite, not because they truly love their child. Because if that was the case, you would have fought tooth and nail from the beginning when you got a divorce to get your son, LeBaric. Not now. What you say, checking you, boo? I do believe in due process for the accused. I also recognize paper shifting and underhanded schemes to make the guilty seem innocent. Yes, ma'am. Yes, checking you, boo. And I'm not outright saying LeBeric's guilty. Yes, everybody deserves their chance in court. But the fact that people are accessing court records and reading off what's in there, that doesn't sway me one way or the other because I know how the judicial system can be manipulated. But you women over here in the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector, y'all want to talk about women empowerment. I've heard people saying, Destiny, she just wants sympathy. She wants to build up her fan base. Well, when accusations were being made and levied, because I know I had videos. I said it seemed like after every scandal, Melody was selling a product. As of lately, I haven't seen her being involved in what's going on uh, as it pertains to this current scandal with Destiny and LeBaric. So I think it's unfair for people to attack her and blame her. These content creators that are out here making these videos tearing down Melody, that should show y'all they don't even like Melody their damn selves. They're just making those videos for the clicks and views. That's why I said all these folks are in cahoots some kind of way. Because a true fan, a true Melody supporter would not be engaging in this type of propaganda to tear down another woman after you guys foundation creation of the millimeters was to support a black woman whom you all felt was being attacked, bullied, and had no support. So if that's the foundation of the creation of the millimeters, how can you then turn around and tear down and attack another woman? If you don't support Destiny, you don't have to. But you don't need to make it a point where you want to be loud and wrong and come out here and criticize her. Just hold your mule or hold your tongue. What you say, logical? New Love and Marriage Huntsville clips show them both filming together at the Fletcher's vow renewal. That voids the no contact order. They are filming together. Next episode. Yes, logical. I've seen those clips too. So now it made me go back and think about the time when Melody had that her mimosas with Melody last year. It was in God, I don't even think it was a mimosas with Melody. I would go back. I know it was in Birmingham, Alabama, and when she had made that video talking about how someone showed up on the set and everybody knew she couldn't film with them, and she got mad. She had to take off work for 5 days. She needed self-care. And I was like, well, hell, all this time I said they must have surprised her with Ariana. But then when I saw these clips come out, I said, Lord have mercy, don't tell me it was Martell they tried to surprise her with. But then again, that doesn't even make any sense because at that time, Martell hadn't even been convicted of anything. So I said, Lord, have mercy. Folks putting out these clips and stuff ain't making sense. We need some more cohesiveness, producers. We need some cohesiveness because y'all dropping these breadcrumbs out here on social media and stuff ain't adding up. Uh-huh. Yes, checking you, boo. Keep in mind that the episodes airing now happened after the reunion and months ago. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we gonna see. But honey, I need y'all to kind of lighten up on Destiny, or y'all need to quit going around saying you're for women empowerment. Because, honey, nothing that y'all are doing is empowering women. Not at all. Not at all. What you say, Tanya? She was informed. Pamela Nickerson. You said so. You know that was filmed months ago. Pamela, what was filmed months ago? The vow renewal for Miss Nail and Chris Fletcher? Is that what you're referring to? Tanya, you said it was Stormy's event. Now with Stormy's event, I know she told Melody that she had invited Martell. So Melody chose not to go. But there's a video from Melody holding an event in Birmingham, Alabama last year. And this is during the summertime. And Sassy, what's her name? Sassy TV from the 803. I think that's her name. She was there videotaping it, and that's when Melody made that comment. Because Melody also prior to that event in Birmingham, she had posted on Instagram of the comment about someone showing up to the set and everybody knowing that she wasn't supposed to film with this person. She didn't say whether it was a he or a she, but we'll see, baby. Yep. You remember that logical? They do it for clicks and views, the YouTube checks. Yes, I remember that fakeness about needing days off filming. Yep. She was talking about she would never cancel an event. And I can't remember the gentleman's name, who she was invited, I guess, to come perform, but she turned it down. hmm Logical, what you say, they have a no contact order which covers this entire season. Them filming together, they both are violating the no contact order. Honey, that's why I keep saying, is this a concerted effort to destroy Carlos King? Is this a concerted effort to damage Carlos King image or the reputation of Kingdom Reign Entertainment? Because if Carlos is unsuccessful, you know, chances are slim to none that you will have another black production company with majority all black staff creating majority all black ensemble shows. Is that what's going on? That's part of me. I'm thinking that. And then another part of me is I know Carlos is working with our TV studio. So are they both working hand in hand? Because whether it's good news or bad news, they both increase the views to the show. So I don't know. But I think women need to quit talking about women empowerment or empowering other women or black women need protection when you're selective about who you want to protect. There might come a time that you might need someone to support you or protect you or believe you. You wouldn't want them to kick you when you're down. Okay, I see you, Tanya. You said that was after Stormy Lovers and Friends. Mm-hmm. Checking you, boo. You said they folks are speaking on things they don't have all the facts. It seems they are signaling for aggressions to intensify the lies, false narratives, and malicious acts to harm. Yes, I've heard content creators today. Well, she said she has a gun. She didn't even put that in the paperwork. Like, and it baffles me. It really does. I know this is for entertainment, but it's real life. It really does happen in real life. But it baffles me how any woman that is the victim of domestic violence to lack empathy. Nobody says you have to get out here to defend Destiny and hop down in comment sections and get to showing your tail, cussing folks out, or tearing down Melody to protect Destiny. I'm not saying you need to do that. But I would think a part of having empathy, because you've gone through that, is that you reserve judgment and just prefer not to comment on the topic at all. I've heard people saying, yeah, they probably looked at Destiny. She didn't went down to the courthouse when they have other women that come down with black eyes, busted lips, broken arms. I'm like, Lord, all women that are victims of domestic violence, physical, you, sometimes they don't have uh, marks on their body for other people to see it, because most times the aggressor, he wants those bruises and marks hidden. So I don't know. I don't know. But I think people should reserve judgment until Destiny is willing to tell her own story. And just like I said, and I'll say it again here, Melody says she's a victim of domestic violence. She said it. I'm going to believe her because that's coming from her mouth. It's been reported, and Destiny has alluded to it in her interview with Dear Wifey, with the gentleman for the Dear Wifey podcast, that she wasn't in any safe situation. So I'm going to believe her as well. What I find interesting is that you women that are so hell bent on um, showing that Destiny is a liar and she's trying to tarnish the image of this innocent black man. Y'all so ready to do that. But I'm quite sure some of y'all have been over to Butterfly's channel and saw where Butterfly did the video about LeBeric's father being a unsafe man, a violent man. But I don't hear none of you women over there talking about that, taking that into account. Sometimes men and women that witness violence growing up can become violent themselves until they learn how to manage their emotions. So I don't know what LeBerick may have seen in his household growing up as a young man, a young boy. But I know y'all been over there to Butterfly's channel and saw where she did that video expose on LeBeric's father. But ain't none of y'all talking about that. But y'all think LeBerick is an innocent man, just soft spoken, that cooks good briskets. Get up out of here. What you say, Checking Your Boo? Many of these folks are revealing they know little to nothing about how companies operate. No way will I allow employees to dictate how I run my company. Keep your personal life away from the job. That's right. Logical, you said Martell has been trying to get his woman on the show. Melody is now filming with him to keep Carlos from allowing the young woman to film with Martell. Oh, is that what's going on? Oh, oh, logical. I gotta highlight that again. I gotta highlight that logical. Oh, yeah. So is that what's going on? Film with him so Ariane can't come on the show. Mm, mm, mm. Boy, that's cold if that's what's going on. That's cold. Especially if you got a security guard. Ain't that what all them women saying over there? Melody's in danger, fear for her life. She needs a security guard. She got a security guard that have to protect her. Then she had a no contact order with Martell, but they were filming together. That would have been a wedding I wouldn't have went to. And why was it so important that Martell had to be invited to this wedding? Because remember when Nell had her other party, she invited Melody and she didn't invite Martell. And she let Martell know she wasn't inviting him. That's interesting. Okay, what you say, checking you boo? A lot of folks are revealing common sense is not always common. If it was that easy to get rid of employees from companies, you would probably have more folks getting no contact orders. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Especially when they're showing all these videos. You know, they got these videos out here. But you know, Melody admitting to physically assaulting Martell. Melody, in her own words, saying that Martell never hit her. That's what she said. That's what she said when Dr. Heavenly interviewed her years ago when she first left Martell. So, hey, we can only go by what we see on the screen. We don't know what was edited. I don't know what these folks are doing at their house. I'm only privy to what is shown on television or what they share on social media. I'm only privy to that. But I do know out of her own mouth, she was the one said Martell never hit her. And she's the one. And then don't they got that clip from the reunion? I'm surprised Carlos never followed that up when she admitted to assaulting Martell. Carlos didn't follow that up. So I don't know. It are the powers that be. We know Carlos, this is his creation, it's his show. He films it, but the network purchases it for him. Are the powers that be saying if one goes, the other one have to go too? Is that what's going on? I don't know. Or is that why she went and talked to the district attorney, I guess, after they filmed the vow renewal for the Fletchers? I'm just speculating. I'm throwing a question out there and y'all can answer if you know the answer to it. It is because Melanie and Martell both attended Nell and Chris Fletcher's vow renewal, the no contact order or whatever was violated. So therefore she had to go back down there to get a new one against him. I don't know. Y'all correct me, cause honey, I don't be down at no courthouse searching for all this stuff. And then y'all running wild, folks running wild in the streets talking about she didn't left the show, she ain't coming back. I don't think Melody gone nowhere. Honey, this is to get folks worked up in a tizzy, in an uproar, interest, to build anticipation for the fact that if Melody's not coming back, then that must mean Arion's coming on the show. What's going on? What's going on? Because everybody wants to know. Oh, I think it's much to do about nothing. Because we've seen how Aikisha Holly Cologne and Willie Cologne, honey, they quit. So Gucci, she quit. Winter from Love and Marriage DC, she quit. You had who else quit? Monique Samuel, Love and Marriage DC, quit. So you had Aikisha and So Gucci from Bell Collective quit. Winter and Monique Samuels from Love and Marriage DC quit. Both people then quit. And everybody know that they've left and moved on about their business. Meanwhile, y'all over here making videos for 2 weeks straight talking about, I think Melody's gone. She didn't left the show. Yeah, y'all, I really believe she's gone. She left free up on her Instagram. These folks playing mind manipulation with y'all. Y'all up here reading into anything. Honey, until she come on out and say I quit and I'm not up on it, and I'm not filming and y'all don't see on the next season, that's when I'll believe that she quit. That's all I'm saying. What you say, checking you, boo? You said be clear. If one of my employees get a no contact PTO on another one of my employee, that has nothing to do with the company. So if a person doesn't want to be around another employee, leave. Exactly. That's the same way I felt about that Bell Collective situation. So I don't think it was necessarily Carlos paying favorites, but if you got a no contact order, you don't have to be in the same room with the person. That might be a case where you might have to get you an attorney to make sure you get paid because you wasn't able to film your scene because there was somebody in the scene that you have a no contact order against. Therefore, it's impacting your bottom line. Mm, I ain't no attorney. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Tanya, what you say? Tanya, I have never forgotten that live. LeBerry told her to get her ass off that live. You know what, Tanya? It's interesting that you said that because I just heard Diana Rose had a live. I don't know if it was a live or I know I watched the replay, and she was providing commentary to that effect. And I guess it was a photo she was showing of an MRI machine or something. Don't make me lie to you. I got to clean these glasses. But Diana Rose said she remembered that Destiny was on a live, and then LeBarrett came in the room and yelled and said, "Stop telling his son's business." And Destiny got quiet and her eyes got big. And then she ended the live. So, you know what? It's interesting you said that. I just heard that today from Diana Rose. Because you know it was some folks hounding Destiny's social media back then. What you say, logical? Even if Destiny had black eyes, they would still say LeBerick was right and Destiny was all wrong. Yes, they would, logical. I even read a lady's comment talking about they wouldn't put it past Destiny to beat up herself and go to the police and blame LeBerick. I said, them women is crazy. I said, them women crazy up over there. You don't even have to get up in the comment. I think I commented, Tanya. I think I met you over at Tay because I was commenting when the story first broke. I was just sitting there reading these women typing these comments, and I'm assuming that they were women because the pictures, it was a pictures of women and female names, but that don't mean anything. It could be anybody behind a assumed name or photo. You don't know who's who. Hey, AK, welcome, baby, welcome. Uh, Pamela Nickerson, you said even Ken got a mugshot. Look, Pamela, baby, I look, I wouldn't doubt it. I didn't know Ken had one, but I said if there's something ain't right about Ken, I don't care. He can be sexy chocolate all he want to, but honey, it's just women. You just got to be careful with your children and protect them and protect yourself. I just get a feeling. I don't know. Ken just looks like he wants to have Trish in a situation where she's dependent upon him for everything. And ladies, I tell you, that's the wrong thing, the wrong move. Don't be dependent upon anybody for your survival. Because honey, they will mistreat you, neglect you, do whatever they can to you. Um oh, Tanya, thank you for that information. You said that's why they were trying to revoke his bond and couldn't because the order was broke. You see that? You see that? Mm, mm, I believe you. Pam, Pam, you must be somebody interesting. Pam, you said all the men on the show have arrest records except Chris. Uh. Baby. Mm. Yeah, checking your boo, that's a good one right there. There are people who are really suffering from DV and other situations, which is why I hold people more accountable who are faking DV for reasons such as bitterness and revenge. Hashtag sad. Yes. And that's why I always say, I'm going to believe the woman until it's proven otherwise, not by who has the bigger fan base or who can go and obtain copies of court records and read what was put in the court records or what the judge's ruling is. I don't see what the problem would be with having another judge hear their case. If Destiny feels that the judge was biased in their case to give the appearance of fairness, I don't see why it would be a problem to assign another judge to the case. See? Mm, mm, mm. Uh. What you say? Uh, what you say? Checking you said misbehaving. A lot of these content creators are covering old news. They working desperately for them 21st checks. If they are selling themselves for pennies, what will they do with real money? Okay. Because, honey, that's all it is pennies. And yes, recycling old information that was already out here on these YouTube streets. Honey, I can tell you, hell, I don't get a check unless I do videos. I get a check probably, it's what, every 2 months, if that. Hell, I don't, honey, they be up on here. I'll give it to them, honey. Their stamina is amazing. But, honey, if you are putting out two, three, four videos a day, every day, honey, they are here at least 3 videos. No, I'm going to do the bare minimum. Let's say they're doing 2 videos a day, at least 5 days a week or 6. At least 2 videos a day. Honey, there's some doing 3 and 4. And you tell me you still gotta have a full-time job, then you know YouTube ain't paying nothing. I told you they pay us like sharecroppers. I told y'all YouTube is the biggest pimp, honey. He out here, he or she is out here pimping us big time, baby. Honey, you can have a video, 1,000 views, honey. You may only make $2. Honey, I ain't finna be up here looking through these streets or going lurking on their social media platforms. I told y'all I hang out in the YouTube streets. That's my lane right there. I'm loyal to YouTube. Now every once in a while I'll go on Instagram, but I ain't on Instagram all the time. Now occasionally I might get a notification. Like for instance, uh I wish I could have put that photo up here. There was a beautiful photo, a montage of photos that Marcel put up of him, his son, Tisha, and Macy, when they were a younger couple. And they look so beautiful. They look so beautiful. But I said, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what you're supposed to be having Martell out here with his son. But hey, it is what it is. hmm Honey, they selling themselves for pennies. What will they do with real money? Checking you, boo. They gonna bust it open for a player for some real money, and real money to them might be $1,000, $2,000. Man, that's chump change. That's chump change. $2,000, $5,000. That's chump change, baby. You're selling yourself short. You selling yourself short. Uh, uh, uh. Not at all. Not at all. AK. I like that. What you got? Oh, for autism. Oh, I love it. I love it. What you say, Tanya? She was on a live with a couple of ladies. Oh, okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Logical, you said sick, brainwashed, and manipulated, and you can add weak minded is what they are. Yes, they are. And just cussing, being vulgar, nasty, tearing down destiny. Lord have mercy. And then the common theme is a lot of them are saying, well, she didn't stand up for male, so she didn't protect male. She didn't protect male, so I'm not gonna protect her or have empathy or sympathy. And then a lot of them keep saying she friends. If she experienced the abuse, why is she still friends with Martell? Well, why do you still support Melody? Melody has admitted that she has physically abused Martell, so why do you still support Melody? Just like so many content creators like to say, don't try to come tell me how to run my platform. I'm gonna tell y'all a bunch of hypocrites. Y'all not making any sense. Yeah, yes, Tanya, it was just you and I there. Uh-huh. Miss Sparkle, what you say? She better look again. Chris Fletcher was arrested. What, Sparkle? What? Look at Harriet Andrews. Hey, Harriet. Welcome. Harriet ain't never been up. Harriet had to drop down from that. What, Miss Sparkle? You said I'm not gonna go into what he was arrested for. If it's what I think it was. If it's what I think it was, because I said I would never mention it, but I was waiting for the time whenever the millimeters get mad at Nell Fletcher and Chris, they'll make videos and put it up out here. Because I think somebody was gearing up to do the videos because some information had leaked on these YouTube streets a couple of years back. But then all of a sudden, ain't nobody made it, wasn't no more videos. But I've always remembered that. And I said, as soon as they feel as if Nell or Chris has done Melody dirty, they going to throw Chris dirt out here on these YouTube streets. Now I ain't gonna say what it was, baby. But oh, let's see. What you say, logical? You said most of these content creators know the truth, however, they are gaining money for supporting Melody. They cannot all really be this stupid. People will do and say anything to make a buck. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. I'm gonna just call it out all the way around. I remember the videos I made. I remember what I said in the past. That hasn't changed. Now, what I have done is apologize for anything I may have said that may have hurt her feelings. I've apologized for that. But my commentary I provided, it, I stand by it. I stand by it, and I'm not gonna change it for nobody. Just like I'm not gonna continue to blame her for what these content creators do because they're the ones making the videos. Because before I was blaming her. I said, you over there showing support. Just say something and distance yourself. But at some point, you got to put the fault on them content creators. Mhm. Now I see some of them out here. I ain't gonna even touch that subject because these women are flawed anyway. Oh, a lot of you, we are over the age of 50. We we should be encouraging these younger women, sharing our experience with them, the good, the bad, and the ugly, how we went through it, the role we play, how we could have avoided it, offer them some insight and wisdom and not tear them down or beat them up. And I'm not saying you got to keep supporting women if they keep doing the same dumb stuff over and over. If they don't want to listen, they don't want to take your advice, or they think their life is better than yours because they're living in a bigger house than you, they're not facing any hardship, so they think they are better than you and they don't need to take your advice. Just remain silent and just move on. Just move on. What you say, checking you, boo? Everything in a court order is not always accurate. There is a lot of politics in the courts. Did y'all not see all of the foul plays in Georgia's recent cases? Even judges have been thrown off cases. Yes. Thank you, checking you, boo. Thank you. What'd you say, checking you, boo? Marceau is playing reverse psychology, in my opinion. He is trying to get the attention off of their cesspool moves. They were locked in, rehashing Martell's past transgression. That PR stunt won't work. Uh-huh. I can recognize that, checking you, boo, but I definitely loved seeing that little montage with he and the family. I did like that. And you know misbehaving ain't gonna forget. We need to see these fellas. We need to see some accountability. Yeah, man, I made jokes at your expense. But I also saw some videos too where Marceau was in the beginning trying to give Martell some advice to stop talking about things because of their children. But hey, people are grown. When you're angry at the time, sometimes people don't want to listen to anybody. They just want to win. They just want to make a person hurt just like they're hurting. What you say, Harry? You said Destiny did take up for that heifer. Yeah. Checking you, boo. You said, in my opinion, a lot of these content creators are rehashing old news to ignite chaos among the cast members, hoping to collect more evidence for Martell's ex to put away all of them. I wouldn't doubt that, checking you, boo. I wouldn't doubt that. And I wouldn't say anything else. I wouldn't say anything else. Harriet Andrews. Hey, Harriet. You said, Tanya, what you say? They added to the conditions on the no contact order. It has already been resolved. Okay. Techie Boo, you said, not sure why it is a big story about who has mugshots. If Martell would have filed charges against his ex every time she was violent, she would have multiple mugshots. You better say it again. A lot of folks in prison are innocent, and a lot of folks free are guilty and should be in prison. Okay? And what you say, Checky Boo? Remember this, said misbehaving. If you call a spade, no matter the person and no matter the side, you will outlast content creators who take sides. In many sectors, the content creators who have longevity are fair. Yes, ma'am. I believe it, I receive it. So I don't know what's going on. But do y'all ever feel like it's like how many of you got a chance to watch the interview with Carlos and Tamar Braxton? And it was a what was it? James Wright was there. He didn't get a chance to say practically nothing or ask a question. It was Tamar, and then they had the other lady there. I don't know what she was, some type of spiritualist. I don't know. She was reading. She was reading Carlos, not reading him down for filth, but reading his energy or what's going on around him in his life. Her name was Taz Singh. And I don't like that shit. If you interviewing me, I don't need nobody over there trying to read my energy or pass or tap into nothing spiritual to uh, try to speak to some familiar spirits. But when Carlos was sitting there, it he was sharing. Carlos, I would have to. I don't know. I would have to listen to him live. There's been two times where I had a sense that Carlos is a sensitive person. He's a sensitive person, and when he did that interview with Tamar, I could sense a little vulnerability out of him. Do y'all know when that interview went off? His interview came on automatically afterwards with one of my favorite Bravo celebrities, Mariah Hutt, when he went to visit her down in at Sleek Studios. And so Carlos was just very vulnerable and open and was sharing how he too have had people whom he helped turn their back on him. So he had that in common with Mariah Hutt. So it had me thinking. I said once before, I had said, because I don't like when people hop down in my comments and, they try to minimize Carlos and big up Andy Cohen. When y'all know how many times have we have been on a work site, it's been our creativity or our hard work that has pushed forward the success of a project at work only to have your supervisor or somebody else get credit for it. Many years ago, I stopped putting suggestions. At work, they would have suggestion box of what we can do to improve a process that would benefit the healthy and well-being or improve patient outcomes for patients in the hospital. I stopped putting my suggestions in there because oftentimes it'd be the manager that get the credit and it never goes to the employee that made the suggestion. Hell, and then if they did recognize you, they gave you a Starbucks gift card for maybe $25 while the manager got a bonus because you didn't save the hospital some money. Yes, AK. Okay, what you say, AK? You said right. Everyone who goes to jail didn't do something to get there, as Melody said when Stormy got arrested. Yes. Harriet Lewis, I can tell you why Marcel is not one of Tanya's favorite at the moment, because he does not protect, to some of us fans, he doesn't protect Tisha. He just leaves Tisha in a lurch. And AK, you said you saw that interview. That lady was obnoxious. Yes, she was doing too much reading and telling them about uh, ancestors that have passed on and this, that, and the other. And Carlos, he's sitting there, and y'all know Carlos can be emotional and get to crying. He stayed strong. He didn't cry, but I don't like that. You ain't finna have nobody sitting up there reading my energy or talking to some familiar spirits to find out something about me so you can share to me. Honey, I ain't getting caught up like that. Checking you, boo. She was just talking to him about his experience on the Housewives, um, he and his love life. Carlos had shared how he, and one thing, Carlos, I'm gonna call him out on this because Carlos said in one moment he admitted he does not like the word messy, like the word messy being attached to him. And he said he believes a lot of people do it because he's a gay black man. But then after saying that, he said that he knows, he's out here in the public and people are going to say stuff, so he doesn't let it bother him. But in that moment, he did admit that he does not like the word messy. And I say Carlos is the maven of mess. And when I say mess, I don't want him to see it as messy, as I don't want him to view it as a negative connotation, like that type of messy. You want to start stuff or bring somebody down. When I say messy, it's about entertaining. It's some drama. It's something you can go talk to somebody on the phone with. You might be able to relate to it or know somebody who's going through it. You will start laughing. That's the kind of mess. That's why I call him the Maven of Mess. Anything normally that Carlos is attached to, it's funny, it's entertaining, it's engaging. That's why, let me go back to why I don't like it when people try to minimize Carlos' contribution to reality television and the success of some of our favorite, although they may not be drawing in the high ratings now, some of our favorite reality shows that was on Bravo. People love to give Andy Cohen the recognition uh for the success of those shows. But honey, we know Carlos was the goose that laid the golden egg. Him and Nene, as well as him and Nene, are responsible for the success of Bravo, as well as the other women that started off on season one. But make no mistake, Nene was the breakout star, and Carlos, he was the little engine that could. So to see him now, years later, after putting in so many years in reality television and working for various networks, for him to have his own production company. So sometimes I wonder if people are purposely trying to destroy his image because he can't be everywhere all the time. You have to trust some people to make certain decisions, but he needs a team of people that are loyal. Harry, you said you don't like Tamar. Yeah, Tamar can be a little wishy-washy at times. No, Tamar is too scatterbrained for me. I can never watch an interview she's in. Tanya, what you say at Harry? Because I believe that people who live in glass houses should not throw stones, and men who use their wives as shields are worse than the Martells of the world. All right, Tanya, let them know. Let them know. Exactly. Checking you, boo. You said exactly. I can never trust a person who is out to destroy Carlos, but uplift Andy. Hypocrisy, double standards, not credible. Exactly. Because Andy's doing the same thing. Andy's doing the same thing. Look how dismissive for years Andy has been. Now, this is my opinion, y'all. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. To me, I have always, when I would watch Andy, I liked Andy in the beginning. But then I noticed how he would treat Kenya Moore. And it seemed like any black woman that is articulate, intelligent, accomplished, Andy just did not care for them. But boy, he loves a black woman that wants to act ratchet, uh, want to act less than smart, and just promiscuous. It seemed he loves that. To me, when I would see him, and when I say him, I'm talking about Andy Cohen, how he would smile, get all happy, like he's excited. He has a new pet, and that's how misbehaving felt. Andy viewed black women that worked for Bravo as pets, play toys. He has a new play toy that's shiny and new that he can play and use until he has no use for them again. So y'all up here talking about Carlos, but y'all want to heap praises on Andy. Y'all have not seen the decline of television. We used to criticize the younger women out here dressing hoish and acting promiscuous. Now the college educated women are doing it. They out here scantily dressed, revealing clothes, blonde wigs. Y'all know what I said about them blonde wigs. I told y'all them blonde wigs are evil. The devil's up in them wigs. I don't care what none of y'all say. When I see a black woman with a blonde wig on, I don't trust her. I don't trust her, honey. hmm Rushing out to get plastic surgery. They want to see just how much you will do. Checking your boo, you said I did get a chance to see the interview with Carlos and Lisa Ray. Some folks who tear down Ari are some of the same folks who celebrate Lisa Ray, even after hearing her say she has been Jenny on the block. Booyah. You better say that again. You better say that again. Mm. What you say, checking your boo? I don't do readings. They are done by flawed and fickle folks. They are not a god to me. Thank you, checking you, boo. I agree too with this right here. Carlos needs to be himself and not allow the cast, producers, fans, and viewers control his business. That's right. That's right. You know what? What you saying that checking you, boo? That reminds me. You know, Carlos says he's a relationship kind of guy, and he had been in his relationships for many years, but now he's single. And then you know when we would watch his Messy Mondays, Mr. Monday Man or Monday Man, Man on Monday. I forgot what he's renamed it. But did you see how many people have encouraged Carlos to be outside, to have a whole phase? Like, why would you want to encourage your friend to be out there to be a hoe? Let that man have class. Carlos give me a little, a little bougie, little classy bougie. He's not frisky. So why would y'all want him out there at his age of 45 to be a loose goose, letting folks bust it open? Mm-mm. That man is ready to have time for himself, and when the time comes, he wants to settle down. Honey, y'all gotta look at these folks with a side eye and squint it tight and keep it up on them if they encourage you to go out there and be a hoe and just be a loose goose. Honey, all these sexually transmitted diseases out there, some of them ain't no cure. I know it's some of y'all in the medical field. Did y'all see there was a story circulating on social media, especially if you're in the state of Alabama, Rocephin, ceftriaxone. better known as Rocephin. It's an antibiotic. Normally, it's prescribed to patients. We give it to them when they're in the hospital. They'll get it intravenously through an IV. We'll piggyback it off of maybe a 50 cc's or 100 cc uh, normal saline bag, and it'll infuse. We'll infuse it over 4 6 hours. Patient not over 4 6 hours, but the patient will get it like every 6 hours for bacterial infection. Well, honey, they had it that there are people in the state of Alabama having an allergic reaction to Rocephin, and that's one of the go-to antibiotics we use. You can either get it through the IV or an intramuscular injection, but ordinarily we give it to patients through the IV. But honey, they said, if I'm not mistaken, 11 people have died. If I'm not mistaken, 11 people have died. They have had an allergic reaction to Rocephin. So that antibiotic is being removed from the state of Alabama by Alabama Department of Public Health. And that is real strange to me. They said maybe there's an impurity or something in there when the antibiotic was manufactured that's causing people to have a reaction. So, what you say, checking you, boo? Carlos has been a big contributor to reality TV. Just because some folks might be upset with him, still give the man his credits regardless. It won't stop his blessing. Yes. And it won't stop theirs either. I often, sometimes, checking you, boo, sometimes I can be on Carlos' neck. Sometimes I be calling him on out. But at the same time, I recognize his creativity and I don't want to tear him down because I don't want people to diminish his contributions of what he has contributed. If you guys ever get a chance, go watch his interview with Mariah Huck. There's a part one and a part two. But there's something to be said about people that want to see our community uplifted. They want to see everybody win. And it oftentimes people like that in our community that want to help everyone and see us all win. Oftentimes they're the ones that's taken advantage of. Because some of the stuff that they say and do to Carlos, I doubt they wouldn't even have the heart to do that to Bravo or Andy Cohen. And checking your booth just like you, and I think Logical has said so many times too. These folks know what they're signing up for. Anybody that is signing up for reality television, you know what you're signing up for. you know there are going to be some unhinged folks that are going to look into your background and feel like you need to be showing something. Nothing can be hidden, so you better off telling your own story before somebody else tell it for you. Or even if you don't come out and tell it, if they try to embarrass you with something from your past, you tell them, hell yeah, that's my past. And what? Remember how Kiki Beautiful Chocolate Self sat up on that stage and Tisha tried to call her out about sleeping her and her husband? I think his name is Amin, having an affair on each other. And Kiki said, and Kiki said, and Kiki Jabbar was too real. She was too real for any and everybody. But y'all, I really believe that a lot of these reality television, that's their focus. They want to find somebody that has something in their background, somebody that might be going through something mentally, financially, because it's real life. If you're signing up for the show could be about something else. But honey, some kind of way, your past will creep up into that show. So you got one or two choices. You go ahead and roll with the punches and share your past, and don't be ashamed. Don't allow nobody to blackmail you, bribe you, or embarrass you with your past. or you quit the show. You might have them run a couple of seasons where everything is positive about you, but eventually the negative is going to come out. What you say, AK? You said, I get what you're saying. Carlos is messy and he has earned his position. He doesn't force anyone to sign a contract. That's right. We all are, especially if you over here in the love and marriage Huntsville sector. Baby, misbehaving gonna tell you I'm messy, 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 messy to an extent. I like the fun, messy, and I'm petty too. That's why I liked when Martell was getting back with Marceau. But I don't want them to always stay mad at each other. I want there to be a resolution. I want there to be a resolution. That's the kind of mess I like. Yeah, we're gonna fall out. But then we're gonna have a resolution and we'll talk about it. Don't mean we'll ever be as close as we once were, but at least we have an understanding. Honey, they trying to make the older folks like these younger shows. Y'all see what's that girl over there? Lionel Plummer got Zeus. I don't even watch that network. I don't watch it at all. I'm surprised at some of the content creators that do commentary on the shows over there. I said Lionel, them videos must be paying well. But honey, them women over there are a hot mess. Now they taking advantage of the handicapped community, making money off of them. They said Lemieux over there sleeping with all them young women, cussing them out. He done just fired Akbar V, called a clout chaser, all kind of stuff. I said, where they do this at? I feel these men need these women to build up their app or build up their show, make them some money, give them some peanuts, and then they want to disrespect them, call them all out their name. I bet you Carlos ain't never called none of these women out their name. Oh, can you imagine? I wish a mother sucker would call me out my name. I came up over there and I'm putting money up in your pocket and you want to disrespect me. I'm finna bust that fool in the head with a cast iron skillet. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Logical. What you say, Mama? You said Carlos is talented but too friendly with his employees, which allows some women to take advantage of him. Yes, he got to set boundaries. When we at the work site, it's boss and employee. We ain't friends. You absolutely right. AK, you said I'm probably in the minority, but I didn't like how Akeisha quit on his live. Nope. AK, I agree with you. I didn't like that either. Now I like Akeisha and her husband, but I didn't like that either. I said, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. I said she meant to embarrass him. I made a little short video about it. I said, shit. Akeisha said, take this job and shove it. I don't work here anymore. But honey, that was so embarrassing. I said, I wonder if it does Carlos have a hand in all this stuff going on, or is he just under attack? Because it's like everything is happening from the bail collector, love and marriage hospital. It's just stuff happening all around him. But and I would like an update on whether or not Carlos and Kenya Moore have they started working on scripted shows, because I remember when Carlos interviewed Kenya, he propositioned her about uh creating scripted television shows, and Kenya said yes. So we haven't heard any more of that, but I wonder if he's going to do that. Because I say worst case scenario, let's say, we don't know. They said they're filming for Love and Marriage Huntsville for the next season, but nobody's heard anything about the show being renewed. Worst case scenario, Carlos got his YouTube channel and he has his production company. Yeah, he can make some shows and put it on his YouTube channel, charge a membership for us to watch the videos. Uh-huh. Can you imagine that? Even if it was just $5. Even if it was just $5. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Tasha K talking about something in the background. But Tasha do more than just gossip. She got those Nollywood videos over there too for $12 a month. hmm Yes, 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 yes. What you say, logical? Many of his cast do not respect Carlos, and he laughs it off. A boss can be fair, but not too friendly. No one takes you serious. Yeah, they don't appreciate. Uh huh. They don't appreciate. They don't appreciate Carlos. They want somebody to step on their neck and treat them like a dog. That's what they want. And Carlos got to start establishing some boundaries and let them know he the top dog. This his kahuna. He the head kahuna. Uh-huh. AK, yes, that's my little one in the back. Uh-huh. He gets to making his little noise. Get to doing those raspberries with his mouth. The weather is so funny out here. The weather was beautiful today, but yesterday it was even warmer than it is today, and the sun was out. But yes, what you say, checking your boo? Carlos needs to keep his professional life separate from personal life. Carlos gave the cast opportunities and they seem to take him for granted. I agree with you with that. I agree. What you say, checking you, boo, at misbehaving? I call Carlos out too on some things, but I call it out also when he is doing good things. Too many of these folks on social media show no grace as though they are perfect. Right. Sometimes you make mistakes, you learn from it, you do better. Yeah. But I'm glad that video came up. It's weird how you can be online watching something and then another video will pop up you haven't even clicked on. Because y'all know how YouTube is if it's set to automatic. But yeah, Mariah Huck is one of my favorite Bravo celebrities. We have to honor those that have come before us, that have created shows or created businesses, no matter how big or how small, it may seem to you or I. You have to respect that and honor them. And sometimes with the Oprah Winfrey Network, I when it comes to this own network, I know Miss Oprah Winfrey is not a majority owner. I know that. However, I tend to always want to say what OWN stands for, Oprah Winfrey Network, because I don't want it to diminish her history or her part that she played in creating this network. So I never like to diminish anybody's contribution or how they've contributed to Black excellence in some sort of way. And there are some people that don't like my Kenya Moore, but honey, she's part of Black excellence, baby. You can't take it away from her. hmm Let me see what you say. Logical, you said yes, misbehaving. Andy wouldn't allow his cast to disrespect him and keep their job. Nene will never work on Roa again, based on what she said about Andy. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Logical. I don't even know if you was here the other day. I am one of those people when there is a call to action for Black causes. Like if somebody say, "Come on, we're boycotting this because this happened," we're gonna stand in solidarity. I'm one of those people. I'm true to it. I'm committed to it. So when I see other people doing different things, I side eye them, but hey, that's them. But I know I'm committed. Baby, I've been boycotting Bravo. I've been boycotting Bravo for all these years. And honey, for me to see Nene, I think it was TMZ. I think somebody from TMZ, I could be wrong, that asked her the question if she would go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Nene said yes if they add a couple of more zeros on the end. Baby, I was too through when I heard her say that. I said, now ain't this about a son of a gun? Nene asked us to boycott Bravo because it was a hostile work environment. They were racist. They were discriminating against her. But she is willing to go back if they add a couple of zeros at the end of her check. Baby, when I heard that, I was too done. I was too done. I was too done logical. Because each year I get upset with everybody about this Super Bowl because I have been boycotting this NFL in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. Now, I might be the minority, but I'm rolling with Colin Kaepernick because all he was doing was kneeling to bring awareness to assault upon black bodies. The man didn't cuss at nobody, he didn't threaten nobody, he didn't try to fight anybody. He was just kneeling to bring awareness. So I'm rolling with him. I said, now that's a black man right there. Although, yeah, he's biracial, but that's a black man right there. I was rolling with him, and each year I see more and more people tune in to watch football. And I said, God, dog. I said, sellouts. These black folks can't never stay committed to a cause. That's why it ain't no changes. And y'all only gonna boycott for about 72 hours, no more than 96. Cause if it you feel like it's gonna inconvenience your life, you not gonna stick with it, honey. And Kendrick Lamar, y'all know I'm from California. And Kendrick Lamar came out that they're not like us. He had the beef with Dre. Baby had us celebrating. I was still in South Carolina at the time, so I was happy. I was proud to be from California. Baby, when I found out Kendrick Lamar was performing at the NFL, that broke my heart. I said, not Kendrick. What happened to supporting Colin Kaepernick? So I was already on the verge of tipping over logical. And then once I heard Nene, I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm no longer supporting these call to action for these black power causes to uplift our community. Because a lot of us in our community, honey, we finna do anything for the almighty dollar. The almighty dollar. Would you say checking you, boo? It's insane when folks look up people's background information just to embarrass. It tells me they need to deal with their own mental concerns. Misery loves company. Yes, I heard that there's some folks going around doxing people. Y'all know my motto is, honey, look, you better make sure you put out the right information. And chances are I done already told y'all about it over here on my one of my videos. So honey, I refuse to let anybody try to embarrass me about my life, my past, what I look like, where I lived, or what I've been through. Honey, you ain't finna embarrass me. And honey, I don't care, don't nobody like me. AK, what you say? People dig up dirt because they love to see the next person embarrassed in an attempt to cause them to fail. Yes. Spiteful. Just spiteful. Them some chaos demons. That's what my godmother called them. Chaos demons. Just want to cause confusion. And to the people that are viewing that information, what you are watching them do to somebody else, don't forget eventually they'll do it to you. Logical, you said I don't think the men will keep this mess going. They will get past it and move on. Yes, I'm hoping that's what Martell, Marceau, and Maurice will do. I hope so. AK, you said you ladies have a good night. Thank you for coming over, AK. Good night and sleep tight. Ooh, what you say, checking food? You said some cast members say they didn't know how reality TV work and they express being dissatisfied. So why are they still on the show season 9? Lies they told and tell. Yeah, that's what I can't understand. Reality television isn't anything new. It's been around for many years. So I mean, I could give them grace maybe the first season. They got on air and didn't know. I might even give them grace by season two. But now we on season 9, and you still there. You haven't left. Why are you dissatisfied now? Were you not dissatisfied? Reality television is supposed to be based on reality, so we'll see. Mm. What you say? Keep in mind, Martell has been a good sport since Marceau and cast members haven't shown stopping since, even after Martell laughed it off and said eventually to stop. He is now in defense mode. Yep, yes, he is. And oh, checking your boo. You said, I think I remember Carlos saying the show had been renewed when he interviewed Kimmy on the show. Speaking of Kimmy, Kimmy is going to be in a movie called, I think it's called Echoes. Echoes, Echoes. He's going to be in a movie called Echoes, and it's supposed to be coming out in the spring of this year. Sonny is also in that movie too. Sonny is in that movie too. And I saw people in the comment section talking about Kimmy copying Melody. I was like, Lord, don't they get tired of dragging Melody and stuff? They gotta throw Melody name in everything. People, when they get on these reality shows, you would hope that they would expand, you know, get opportunities to be in movies, on shows, if they can sing, hell, even if they can't sing, musical opportunities. There should be a variety of opportunities or doors open for people that are in reality television. I thought that was the goal. You know, you're trying to make a plan. You don't always want to be stuck there doing reality television. But I guess that money get good because the longer you in reality television, the more money you make. And compared to whatever the going wage is in the state or city that a person lives in, honey, you might opt to not ever go get a regular 9 to 5. So ain't no telling. What you say, logical? You said some employees need a foot on their neck, which Carlos is not capable of. They walk all over him. Logical, and he probably doesn't want to do that because he probably feel like, in the end, karma will get him. What? Logical, you said Melody even said she puts a check in his pocket in so many ways on one of her lives. She would never get another contract from me. Oh Lord, have mercy. Oh, that had to have been a live I wasn't paying attention to. Lord, have mercy. I hate that. Yeah, thanks, Misbehaving, for not diminishing Oprah's contribution to OWN. I enjoyed Kenya more also. Yeah, baby, you cannot hate on the great Oprah Winfrey. Because if we stop saying the Oprah Winfrey Network, even if she's a minority owner now, if we stop saying her name, then they can write her out of history. 50 years from now, you would never know, you know, that this network was created by Oprah Winfrey, one of the greatest talk show hosts. Where did they find Oprah, you guys? Wasn't it in Maryland? Was it in Baltimore, you guys, where they found Oprah? She was on the news, a news reporter or something, or anchor lady. Then they brought her out to Chicago, and she got the Oprah Winfrey Show. That woman was on air over 25 years. We've seen Oprah lose weight, gain weight, come out. Remember when she drug out that red wagon with all that fat on it and she had on them little jeans? Her hair was feathered. And I think she had on like a little white, I don't want to say it's a white sweater, but you could tell that the material on that white uh sweater like top, that was some expensive material. See, that cost some money, but she had those on in them jeans. Uh-huh. Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. And once she retired, she went on and created OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. Does Oprah still have her magazine? She even has her magazine. Oprah seemed to have that Midas touch. Everything she touched turned to gold. Whomever she would have on her show, like when she would be advertising those products, uh Oprah's greatest things or whatever, it sold out. Books that she would advertise, authors she would advertise on her show, sell out. It was like Oprah Winfrey was the goose that laid the golden egg. No matter what she touched, it turned to gold. It was a success. hmm Oprah got that loan money, honey. That loan money. Oprah got the type of money make you want to be gay for pay. Be gay for pay. I ain't never been with no woman, baby. But Oprah got that long paper. That long paper. I just have to tell her, touch me gentle. Now, I'm not saying Oprah gay, y'all. I'm just saying the type of money Oprah got, honey, it might have to have you reevaluate some things in your life. Have you second guessing for a minute and say, Father, help me, I'm backsliding. You see, checking you, boo. You said it was foolish of Martell's ex to go live and say, "Oh, okay." She put a check in Carlos' pocket without Carlos. She was not known by many people. Also, Carlos has a history of casting other folks. Yes. Oh, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that she said that. What you say, logical? You said she also said they would have to put women around her she likes, basically. It would have to really be important for me to boycott. In most cases, I'm not that big of a fan to anyone in particular. That's right. Well, I'm not boycotting. I mean, I've had some women that have participated in my lives and or they've left a comment and said that if Melody leaves the show, they're not going to watch the show. And I mean, I can understand them, feeling that way. But I know I had said, watch the show. I know I will. If they don't want to watch the show and they're gonna stop watching it out of solidarity to Melody, then that's their right. Just come on back and listen to my reviews because I'm gonna continue to watch the show. It's just something I don't know what it is. I don't I don't want to see I don't want to see this show fail. I mean, I know I'm just one viewer. I don't have power or authority, but I love seeing the fact that it's an all black ensemble cast. You have a black production team behind it. I mean, and I know Melody has her Tilted Crown Productions, and I know there have been content creators that said there are people over there, the higher ups, that love Melody over on OWN. Well, why don't they give her an opportunity to create her own shows? I know that there may be some hesitant from some folks to sign up for the Nubian television app, but why not allow Melody to produce a show or I don't know, honey. I don't know. But baby, if you're unhappy where you're at, sometimes you just gotta leave. But honey, if that money too good, sometimes you can't. So if you gonna stay there to continue to accept the money, you can't continue to complain. You gotta make a choice. Each decision you make has a consequence. It has a consequence. And you gotta be all right. living with whatever that outcome may be. I made some decisions that have affected affected not only me but my son negatively, and I have to live with that. But I can't uh, soak about it forever. I just have to pick myself up and build from that. But yeah, that's what life is all about. All about checking you, boo. You said I keep saying folks are flawed and fickle. Most of them go where the wind blows. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Yep, checking you, boo, right there. In one moment, a person can like and dislike me, then it will flip if I say something they like. It won't stop my legacy, life, money, and nothing. I am doing greatly. I know that's right. I know that's right. You better tell them. And you said Martell wants everybody to win. I can see that. I can see that. But I do hope they all can work it on out. Work it on out, y'all. Would you say, checking you, boo? Let somebody come to my company and tell me I better run my business as they say, or they are leaving. Goodbye. I won't give you a pink slip for unemployment payment, though. Yes, yes. Congrats to actors Kimmy Grant Scott and Sonny Meeks. Yes. Have any of y'all ever seen Sonny's? Gosh darn it! It's on Tubi. Sonny has a little. I think it was 3 episodes though. I think it's called Sunshine, if I'm not mistaken. Sunny has a little movie that she had done, and I think it was 3 episodes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Would you say logical? The same lie she low key called him a toxic leader is when she said she put a check in his pocket. What? What logical? Logical. Did she say his name or did she leave it up for people to, be able to backtrack and say, well, no, she wasn't talking about Carlos? Ooh, Lord have mercy. Ooh. Yeah, checky boo, backslide, baby. I'm a woman of God, but I'm telling you, when you get when times get hard, shoot, if somebody got them funds, yeah, it might make you do something funny for money. I don't. I can understand. I can understand how some folks they get to weigh their options. Like, Lord, I know I don't need to be here, but if I leave, I may end up over in this situation, and I'm not trying to do that. So let me thug it on out just a little bit longer. Trust me, misbehave and understand. I get it. That's why I can't judge anybody. I might critique you, criticize you, but really I can't judge. I try to. I can understand. I guess the older we get and the more life experiences that we have, we learn from that, and it helps us to be more empathetic to others or try to see a situation from their point of view. Uh, uh, uh. Shoot, I remember when I was young, though, people call me a old soul in a young body. Because I never liked hanging with young folks. I liked hanging with older people. And I'm not talking about hanging with them as like go out to the club. I never was a club type of person. When I would go to the club with my girlfriends, everybody would, I would dance on the dance floor, but I don't drink. So everybody be drinking, having fun, and if I dance, I'm not drinking, so I'm paying attention to everything. So oftentimes I would always be the designated driver. mm I don't know. I know a couple of my coworkers who always tell me I'm conservative. You're so conservative. I was like, some things don't need to be discussed. What you say, Chucky? You go. One person doesn't stop the show. Not one of the cast member is invaluable. Nevertheless, Martell and his ex are the backbone of the show, with Carlos giving them the opportunities. Yes. Can you imagine Huntsville, Alabama? I think there's a little over. I think there's like over 200. I think it's a little over 220,000 people. Don't quote me, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's over 221,000 people in Huntsville, Alabama. Can you imagine that? How Huntsville is on the map because Carlos King created that reality show. And I know Melody and Martell, approached and idea. But can you imagine, had Carlos finally not said yes, go ahead, we need an ensemble cast. They went ahead and started filming. None of us would know who they are, those of us that live outside of Huntsville, Alabama. The cast members are known all over the United States of America. And I wouldn't be surprised if folks didn't know them outside of America. But can you imagine that coming from a small town in the South? Like, I often hear people, talk about Trisha being a engineer for many years for NASA, LeBerick having this high paying job with the government. But the cost of living is less than other places, so they're really not getting paid what someone like maybe in a California or New York um, might be making. But can you imagine being a teacher, going on to create your own business, or still having a 9 to 5 job at a bank, or working for a middle school or whatever, just an ordinary everyday person, and then you are introduced to Carlos King. You get casted on this reality television show called Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's on for 9 seasons. It's been on for 6 years. This show has been on air for 6 years. And to have thousands upon thousands of people know who you are. They always get the men's name mixed up, Martell, Marceau, and Maurice, because all of them got black men with bald heads. You know, I had listened to one of my videos the other day. I think I even called Marceau Marcel, a mix between Martell and Marceau, because I was talking so fast. But can you imagine that, to be given the opportunity to have your life forever changed? To have your life forever changed. You can't let people sway you, your emotions, your feelings, or read too much into the fans' commentary or content creators' commentary. Hell, I'm one of them content creators. I like everybody, but I'll read you down to the ground and I'll talk mess about you tomorrow and be praising you today. But I don't want to see this show fail. So when I hear people talking about, oh, that show ain't worth nothing, it needs to be canceled and off the air, I don't think it needs to be canceled. You're limiting opportunities for other people. If these cast members are unwilling to share their life or try to dictate what they want to show or how it should be shown, then it's time for them to move on to greater pastures. Just tell Carlos, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you. You forever changed my life. And just move on. Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything they don't want to do. But if you decide to stay there for the check to earn your money, because that's how you taking care of you and your family, then you got to follow the boss rules. And the only boss I know that's in charge is the Carlos King. Then you have what? ITV Studios even affiliated. This is a conglomerate. It's not just here in America. It spans across the globe. ITV Studio has its hands in everything, different shows, whether it's Netflix, various apps, various networks. Come on now. We need a great show. We need some entertainment. We need some laughter. Well, hell, sometimes we may have to cry. It may make us angry and argue and fight with one another. But I honestly, as a fan of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I do not want to see this show end. I really don't. And I know sometimes it can be embarrassing showing your true life. You've presented your life in one way when you know there are things going on in the background that you're trying to work out or work through. But people are craving to see that, not to make fun of you or to laugh at you, but to inspire them, to encourage them to make changes in their lives, or they might can come to an agreement with their significant other. They can see like, hey, I wasn't paying attention then. I'm paying attention now. Or I wasn't hearing you. I thought my way was the best way. I can see how this has hurt you. And you have people watching that. There's so much going on in the world. Everybody say it every day. There's so much going on in the world, and it's not just because we have President Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just the man, the wizard. He pulled the curtain back. This has been going on forever, forever, and it's just now bubbling to the top. He's just pulled the curtain back so nobody can hide anymore. He's letting you know folks ain't to be trusted. He's letting you know all these years when presidents have told us they could not sign an executive order for something, he's come on right on in and he signed it and showing you. I had a lady talk to me the other day, and she was like, they're going to start deporting people out the country. I said, that's not about to happen. She said, no, yes, yes, they are. Yes, they are. I said, that's not going to happen. I said, they purposely, a lot of these corporations bring people in, immigrants in from other countries so they can underpay them. They're not going to send them out the country. That's all talk. A lot of stuff is being said and done to frighten us and have us fight one another. How many of you are African American in the chat? And have you noticed on your social media platforms, whichever one that you happen to peruse, or have you noticed that there are more and more stories about assault or injustices against Black people? I mean, I see so many of those, and I'm like, I'm not about to feed into the hype. I know, if just don't put your hand on me. People can use their mouth, they can talk and say whatever they want. Just don't put your hand on me. But I'm not falling into that. But then let's get back to Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's where reality shows come in. We want to be entertained. We all have our favorites. Some of us like one specific person, some of us like everybody. Everybody gets their turn being picked on. Everybody gets a chance to be a villain. But what about this woman empowerment? How can you be for woman empowerment and sisterhood when you easily and readily tear down a woman simply because you don't like her? There have been some funny clips on this show where you could just hee ha ha. And then there has been some clips where you like, Lord have mercy, let's knuck and buck. But y'all don't need to keep tearing down Carlos. Y'all need to get that man his flowers. He's not perfect, but he's given an opportunity to many. There we go. That's a better picture of Carlos. Let me come up here. This the man of the hour. Let me come on down here and read these comments. Y'all know I'll go on a tangent. What you say, Davita? I live in a small town, North Carolina, with only 10,000 people. Uh huh. Yep. Checking you, boo. You said boom, Huntsville on the map. Uh-oh, that's my baby coughing. Hold on. Okay, Huntsville on the map because of Carlos. Carlos could have cast anybody to play Rose in Huntsville. I do believe Martell is grateful. I hope his ex comes to her senses and be thankful. Yeah, they told me she was over in Queen. I think it was Queen Sheba. They said she was over in Queen Sheba live the other night. I don't know if it's true or not. I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. With all this stuff going on concerning LeBert and Destiny. Then again, y'all do know some people can um duplicate a person's avatar, have fake pages running through these YouTube streets, so you don't necessarily know if it's the person or not. But I wouldn't be in any of these content creators' chats with this topic of domestic violence. I wouldn't at all. But that clearly has shown me, though, and it has proven my belief that these content creators don't support her like they say they do. Because I wouldn't create any content that people can use to attack her unless everybody working together to as some bootleg PR to promote the show to keep the viewers engaged talking about the show and visiting various platforms to keep everybody's focus on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because you can't tell me Love and Marriage Huntsville is not making own network and ITV studio any money. You can't tell me that, honey. You can't tell me that at all. Because if it wasn't making any money, it would not be on the air for 6 years. And to those of you that say you boycott and you don't want to watch it, you don't watch it. But it's gonna be a lot of us watching it. Hmm. Ooh, logical. You said the statement was clear. She was referring to the executive producer. Ooh, that's unfortunate to hear that. Mm. What you say, checking you, boo? Well, she has quiet her soul, huh? That dog whistle didn't work. Yes. Hmm. In my opinion, the cast does strange things for fame and fortune. Even content creators do strange things for pennies. I'll be like, wow, yes. That's why I'm wondering. They can't be getting no pennies on the dollar checking you, boo. Somebody got to be getting some money. Somebody, it, somebody got to be getting paid because I can't understand it. Oh, checking you, boo. You said out of the core six, Martell's the only one from Huntsville original. Yes, I remember them saying that because the Scots are from Detroit or from Michigan. I shouldn't say Detroit, but from Michigan. And Melanie is from another little small city in Alabama. What you say? The Mars from Huntsville starring Martell. Yeah. Man, if y'all go back and watch some of the older episodes, y'all can see that friendship with them fellas. I even laugh, baby. They up here, they even playing the clip from Madani when Miss Wanda and Melody got up into it. But before they got up into it, Martell, I guess he kind of, he has respect for his elders. He didn't know what was going on with Miss Wanda and Melody. He was just happy to be at Madani and he and Melody talking. But he saw Miss Wanda in that all purple with her chef hat on and her apron. He said, Wanda, you got on the whole outfit, don't you? Y'all go back and watch that episode before they started fighting. That had me cracking up right there. That had me cracking up. And I know Miss Wanda, I think it was last week. It might last week or early in the week, I don't know. But it was over on Real Talk with Lady D channel. She had come up over there and she seemed to be upset with Martell. But I hope they can get back to when the show. It was funny, y'all. If y'all was there when Love and Marriage Huntsville first started, it was funny. You could crack up because we knew T Shane wasn't gonna say nothing to Marcel, but Miss Wanda was gonna get Marcel in check. It it had some funny episodes. It has some funny episodes, and I know they can get back there. What you say, Jackie? You boo? You said misbehaving. I am lovable, but I can have folks tap dancing if they come without me sending for them. I know that's right. And I ain't even heard no more of that So Gucci situation neither. So maybe there was a talk behind the scenes. Cause I'm like, Lord, please tell me none of this stuff is real. Like there's no way to handle this behind the scenes, like if you were unhappy about a situation. And for those of you, I'm talking about So Gucci, Sophia Williams. She's from she used to be a cast member on Bell Collective. That's another show of Carlos King. It's based out of Jackson, Mississippi. But my thing is, why did Sophia wait to quit after Aikisha quit, when I would have thought when she had done that interview with Carlos, where she told him during his Reality with the King podcast that Monday that she felt unprotected. I would have thought she would have quit then, not saying quit on air, but like, afterwards, quit behind the scenes and not wait until, more recently to quit after Aikisha did. I don't know. But that goes to show you. I didn't get a chance to watch her live, but they said she did a live where she apologized for the role she part in the fighting with Selena, her husband's ex-wife and mother of his children. And so she said, apparently, she said she wants, there's peace in the family. Everybody's getting along now. Her, Selena, the girls. JJ has a relationship with his daughters again, and she would rather just walk away from the show than stay on the show and then the family be at odds. And I didn't get the chance to watch the live, so um, I don't know if that is the case or not. But if so, I definitely respect her decision. I tell you, they said they're successful and they got money, honey. We're gonna step away. We value our family even more. Okay. Uh-oh. Did somebody say something, checking you, boo? Let me go back in here. Uh, wait a minute. There will be mass. Okay, hold on. I see that, but it was something else I seen. Hold on. Hold on. I saw something about domestic violence. Davita James said a lot of us are survivors of domestic violence. Yes, that's right. And then checking you, boo, you said, let me be clear. I support domestic violence victims as survivors, and my heart goes out to victims who didn't make it. What makes it difficult is when bitter and hating folks pretend to be victims. That's right. Let them know, checking you, boo. Checking you, boo. You said I had me some good laughs from Wanda, but if she comes from Martell, she could get what she didn't want. Females need to stop confronting males and cry males disrespect females. Stay in your lanes. That's my favorite model right there. I do not be running up in no man face talking crazy. What you say, logical speaks? You said rent. car payments, hair, nails, food, gas, etc. Make these people do strange things, stupid posts for a little change. Well, if somebody put something in here, they must have had me blocked because I didn't see anything else. What'd you say, Cheney Boo? Do you remember your parents and teachers telling you not to keep lying? If you keep lying, folks won't believe you when you are telling the truth. Same concept for other manipulative practice. That's right. The little boy that cried wolf. That's right. That's right. I used to tell my girls all the time growing up, you tell me the truth. I don't care how bad it is, because I have to trust you. I have to know you're not lying to me, because I'll go to bed for you. I don't want to look like no fool coming out here saying this, that, and the other, and my child ain't gonna do that, and then come find out my child did that. So they told me the truth, but oftentimes I was such a strict parent, they were afraid to tell me things. Logical, you said I agree. Checking your boo don't come for men these days. They hit back. Male or female can get it, thanks to the feminist movement. And the thing with me is, I'm not gonna say, I'm an old wimp, scary cat, or whatever else, but it. I'm not about to stand there and argue with no man back and forth. If he call me out my name, I'm gonna call him out his name. But I know I better be looking for a weapon, because, honey, I can't whoop no man. And it's something about men when they raise their voice, it triggers a fear in me because of my past. And immediately when they raise their voice, I'm looking for a weapon. I kid you not. I am looking for a weapon to defend myself, because I know I can't whoop no man. I'm not about to be having no man punching on me like I'm a punching bag and get you down on the ground and start kicking on you and stuff. Folks nowadays, they won't even intervene to try to break it up. They want to pull out phones and video record it. Or if they're not video recording, they're just watching, won't even call the police. Mm-mm. I had a neighbor one time. I heard loud noises and screaming coming from her home. I called 911. My ex-husband at the time told me not to get involved, mind my business. I could not do that. I called the police. And when the police came, I went and showed them exactly where I heard it come from and what I heard. I know the man of the house, he never cared for me, but he never, he would avoid eye contact with me. And the woman, she was nice, but I wouldn't feel right to just sit there and hear somebody screaming for help, or screaming out in pain and crying, and just to be there hearing that. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. What you say, checking you boo? Many females took advantage of the Me Too movement, and innocent males have been convicted, vice versa. Reflecting on history, many males have violated females and not held accountable. Yes, yes, you're absolutely correct. Exactly, checking you, boo. When folks choose to be honest, it makes it more easy to hold aggressors accountable. Yes, even if you're embarrassed. Even if you're embarrassed. That's why I say I know it can be frightening, because fear causes you to remain silent. All you're thinking about is remaining safe. You don't want to be hurt in any kind of way. Sometimes you endure, you don't say anything because you just want to make it through to the next day. But by you being afraid and allowing fear to take your voice and prevent you from speaking up, it allows that aggressor to be shielded and to be protected. One day, you may have that strength, you may have the courage to get away, to walk away, to leave everything behind, just to make sure that you and your children are safe and okay. One day you will. So I think it's unfair to penalize anyone, whether they're male or female, that are involved in a domestic violence situation, that are being assaulted, um, to minimize the impact of that violence upon them because they have chosen to stay in that home and not leave. There are many reasons why a person won't leave. Oftentimes, if you do get away from the person, you can't go back to the area where you were from because that person will find you there, or they know you may go there. Do y'all remember that? Uh, I'm gonna use a movie as reference. Remember the scene in Tina Turner's movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? When she finally took the boys, she and the boys left Ike Turner, got up on that bus, and she went back to her mother with the boys. He knew she had nowhere else to go but to her mother. And her mother, valuing money more than her child's safety, talked her into going back to Ike. So sometimes people try to weigh their option. It's like, if I do leave, where do I go? I can't go back to my family. If I go, he knows I'll go there. What's the other option? Do I have anybody anywhere else I can go? Especially if you don't have any money saved. You end up homeless. Some people don't want to be homeless in a homeless shelter. So I personally, you know, I don't want to minimize anybody's claims of being a victim. If it's proven otherwise, then hey, even if it's proven then you just won't hear me saying anything. But in the meantime, I believe everybody. And women, we can't be running up in these men face and cussing at them and acting like we gonna go blow to blows to fight with them. Some of these so-called men, honey, they will, honey, they just will take all their anger out on you and just punch you like you are a rag doll, just beat the hell out of you. And then most heartbreaking the most heartbreaking thing in the world is to, if you've experienced that, to see other women standing around supporting this man, that man, after witnessing what he may have done to you or your child. It's like, I don't know if it's art imitating life or life imitating art, but there are countless men and women that go through this every year. But to see so many women over there talk about women empowerment, baby, there's nothing empowering about that. Not at all. I think a lot of you women just say stuff to say stuff because it's a catchphrase. I think some of you really do have empathy for destiny, but you don't want to be kicked out the clique. You don't want them to banish you from the kingdom. And if that's the case, I can understand that. I don't respect it, but I can understand that. But you don't need to chide in and make your nasty comments against the woman. I don't like when people call Destiny Dusty, just like I don't like when people call Melody out her name. I don't like it. It doesn't serve a purpose at all. What you say, logical? I remember that scene in the movie. I thought the mother called Ike and told him where Tina was catching the bus. I remember, yes, her mama didn't protect her at all. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Hmm. Hmm. What you say, checking you boo? I have had cases where victims remain quiet because of being labeled as the troublemakers. Many of them will mimic what the system reps will say. It's a delicate situation. Yes, it is. Many victims, parents, and loved ones support them staying in toxic relationship for money, fame, etc. Yes. Davita, what you say, mama? You said I went to the domestic violence shelter and they helped me with divorcing my ex-husband. See? And Kenyon and it also, if you think about it now, I'm not speaking for Destiny. I don't know Destiny's case, but I'm speaking from experience, and I'm speaking also from um can you imagine how hard it must be? Now, this has nothing to do with Destiny, but I'm just using this as an example. I know how hard it can be to be someone that used to live a certain way and now to have to admit that, yes, I'm a victim of domestic violence or having to go stay in a shelter. Can you imagine being someone that's on television, on a successful television show, and having to confide or share with someone that you are the victim of violence? Um, so it could be hard. And again, I'm not saying this is Destiny's case, not at all. But sometimes it's embarrassing to admit things to people. And then you guys have heard about Destiny's childhood. You know, she has grown up in the system prior to her father uh, fighting for her and getting custody of her. She was in the foster care system. You know, she had a rough upbringing. We don't, you don't need to know the specifics. All you need to know is what we all know. Oftentimes, when children are placed in child protective service or in the foster care system, you know, they have been subjected to trauma and a lot of bad things. And then you have children who have not been in the foster care system. If you have been subjected to trauma in your childhood, no matter what type of abuse it is, sometimes it can cause you to become hardened, aggressive, where you will fight. You're not fighting because you enjoy it. It's you're fighting out of fear. You're fighting to protect yourself. You're fighting because you. It's like a fear kicks in. You think this person is trying to take your life, so you're just fighting. You may not have had people, you know, to protect them. I tell y'all all the time, children that survive trauma become adults either coping with trauma or functioning in trauma. So I know Carlos creates these shows, and it's to show all aspects of our lives as Black Americans. Love and Marriage Huntsville, it shows the dynamic of college educated people. And you're showing that they're business people. Some are married, some have divorced, things that may occur following a divorce. We all would have loved to see, yes, we see Melody and Martell get divorced, but we would all love to see that they are amicably getting along now and co parenting healthy. But it takes both parties to want to do that, not just one person. We would have all loved to see that. So I want y'all not to be so hard on Carlos. Now I might make a video 2 days, 2 or 3 days now. I might be talking about Carlos, but I respect his genius and his creativity. Yes, yes, I do. Carlos is so sensitive. He seemed like a little sensitive soul. Lord have mercy. I said, if this man get to crying up on here, he better not cry. And that's all he kept saying. I'm not gonna cry. Checking you, boo. You said I look at situations case by case, and I don't get caught up in surface level scars, cries, innocence, etc. I dig deeper because we are dealing with people's lives. That's right. That's right. Checking you, boo. Say, oh, at Davita Jane, it would be interesting and possibly helpful if you do a live with that misbehaving to offer tips and safety exit plans for DV victims. You know what? That is a good idea. You know what, Davita? I think you sent me a friend request on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. Give me a call one day on Instagram, and we'll figure out a day and time when you're not what's good for you. Yeah. Stop. What you say? Misbehave and stop calling people out their names. Yes, Stockholm syndrome. That's what it is. There she is. Hey, Burgundy Ray from ATL. She said the DV shelter here in Fayetteville helped me with depositing rent. See what I'm saying? Burgundy Ray, I would like for you to be on that live too with me and Davida as well. You know, I tell you. Remember us growing up? I know some of you are around my age or a little bit older, but do you all remember that movie called The Burning Bed? It had what's her name? Christy McNichols? I think that was her name. Was it Christy McNichols in The Burning Bed? And it was about DV and the husband. I mean, he was beating her, stomped on her outside. The police officer came out there, didn't arrest the man, wouldn't pull. Oh, honey, there were so many movies. And I had a friend the other day tell me, Jennifer Lopez, they've been playing that movie uh around here. I said, which movie? Enough? About her marrying that man that had money, and then she had to run away with the child. And she said, yeah. I said, I don't know what it is, but I guess right now it's to bring awareness to domestic violence. I don't know. I don't know. Checking you, boo. You said, especially considering how people make fun of vulnerabilities, which is why I say constantly to discern what to say online. Contact the right authorities for help. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I hear you checking you, boo. You are absolutely correct. And not all authorities are ethical. You got that right. Show ain't. Honey, show ain't. Logical speaks, you said, let's call a thing a thing. Our society, social system is as low as it can be. Even many of our women stoop to the bottom in character, values, and morals. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, Lord, we've been on this live too long. Y'all, it is 11:42 p.m. over on the East Coast, and it is 8:42 p.m. here on the West Coast. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get y'all some sleep because y'all been hanging with me for a long time. I ain't expect to be over here. Oh, okay. You said the movie was a cry for help. Okay, so that was a cry for help with Christy McNichol. So Burning Bed must have been the one with Farrah Fawcett then. It might have been Farrah Fawcett, but I know there was a movie called The Burning Bed. Mm. Okay, thank you, Logical Speaks. I just saw where you put it up here. Where is it? Yep, Farrah Fawcett. Uh-huh. The Burning Bed. And then you said Christy McNichol, Burgundy Ray was in A Cry for Help. See that? Hmm. Yep. So having DV panels can become a healthy series if done correctly. Even have people on the panels who have witnessed false claims of DV also understand each other at misbehaving at Davita Jane. That's right. Because there are some people that are falsely accused. Yes. All right, y'all. We have been on this live for 2 hours and 32 minutes, and that is Carlos, the king of reality television. Make no mistake, y'all. A lot of people you wouldn't even know who they were if it wasn't for him. I checking you, boo. I think that movie with Jennifer Lopez was called Enough. I thought that's what the name of it was. Enough. And that's when she learned how to box and everything. I think it was Enough. Yep. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. You see some of these movies that we all remember? hmm But yeah, Carlos King is the king of reality television. Make no mistake. There are a lot of folks that have gotten credit from his creativity, and we need to stop diminishing his contribution and how he has changed people's lives. If you do not like what is going on the set, then maybe you need to quit the show and try something new. You all were millionaires prior to Carlos, y'all said. So y'all can go back to doing that. But yes, yes, yes. Mm, 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 mm. Hit like, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and share the video if you're not afraid. I am your girl, Misbehaving. And the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. And if you find yourself being mad at anything that Misbehaving had to say, chances are the devil is you. What you say, checking you, boo? Oh, logical. You said the best movie Jennifer made. It was the best movie she made besides Selena. I know. Bitty bitty bum bum. Bitty 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 bum bum. Check me, boo. You said another good movie to reference to lighten a serious topic so people can be helped without it being too heavy. At Davita Jane and at Misbehaving with so much happening needs to be strategic. Okay. Yes. hmm All right, y'all. We're going to close that out. Be kind, be patient, be a blessing to others. Thank you for hanging with me for this 2 hour, 35 minutes. Y'all remember, make no mistake. Wait a minute. Logical. You said, believe it or not, no one my circle knows anything about love and marriage, Huntsville. Look, look, prayers for you too, Davita. Look, logical. See, you one of them folks I'm talking about, them bougie folks. Love and marriage, Huntsville is your guilty pleasure. I said, everybody messy, even the bougie few. But y'all go ahead. Y'all get y'all some rest. Y'all be safe out in the street. And I pray and I wish the best for all parties involved. Uh, Destiny Payton, LeBerick Williams, and Baby Law, because that's who is most important is Baby Law. So I am not here speaking on Destiny's behalf. I have not communicated with Destiny at all. I'm just speaking as a woman, and I'm going to believe anyone until it's proven otherwise. If you can take the time to go down there and get copies of court records to read their history during marriage, after marriage, won't you take time and go donate to a local domestic violence shelter? Why don't you go do that? So I don't know. But hey, y'all, let's get on up out of here. Y'all be safe in these YouTube streets. That's right, logical. You and I are messy, messy, messy. Everybody messy. If you watch the show or you listen to the content creators, you are messy. Oh, you gonna watch Tubi? Maybe I should. That's right. That's right. Checking you, boo. I'm gonna leave that up there. They need to donate and help out at DV shelters. That's right. Uh huh. Every time, but you did. They ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. All right, y'all. Let me let y'all go to sleep because it's almost midnight where y'all at. If my baby he done fell on to sleep, let me get up over here. And y'all stay safe in that cold weather out south. All right, and up Midwest and on the East Coast. Good night.